think you should.
I want to apologize really quick in the beginning of the video and say that this video is going to be coming out a little bit late, mainly because I was really lazy. I couldn't watch the episode this Saturday, which is when season 3 episode 1 came out, or episode 39 came out for My Hero Academia. I couldn't watch it then because reasons. Then after Sunday, I was just really lazy and didn't watch the episode. And then all of today, which is Monday, I was really lazy and still hadn't watched the episode. And then it's been an hour and a half, I would say, since I've watched episode 39 or episode 1 of season 3. And I went into it with a couple of expectations and a couple of things I kind of saw on Twitter, because leaks, obviously, that's just gonna happen, right? But I watched the episode, and I still really liked it. I still really liked it because it was still, I would say it was still, made very, very well. It was a pretty good written episode, and the animation at times, more so the art style, but the animation at times, actually the animation was really good. The art style at times for a couple of characters and a couple of scenes, or shots rather, seemed a little off, but it wasn't, terribly bad. It was still watchable. So, I watched the episode, and this is more so kind of a recap episode. And, for someone like me who, watched season 1 and season 2 for, who basically binge watched it over the course of like a couple of weeks, realistically, or I could have done that, but, for those of you who are subscribed to my channel do know that I had housework done, so I couldn't necessarily watch it day after day, and etc. So I only just recently finished season 2 of My Hero Academia, so I didn't have to wait too long for season 3 to come out. And then when I watched season 3, I was just like, oh, it's just a recap episode. And I had to think about it in a visualist perspective of someone who's been watching the series since the very beginning, and then finished season 2 on the same day that season 2 had finished, and then had been waiting for season 3 to come out, or someone else who caught up with the series months before season 3 was either announced or it was just announced, etc. I had to think of it from that perspective, right? And ultimately it's a good recap episode, and I think it did a recap episode a lot better than most anime, because it recapped a lot of what happened during season 1 and 2, and it still had enough of its own kind of its own plot with its own plot of the episode, because essentially what happens in the episode is everybody that's in UA High School in class 1A are technically doing endurance training, all the guys, because that was the only way they can use the pool at the school, and without getting a ton of flack. But all the girls were there for sunbathing. So, and the whole plot, or the whole reason for that, is because two characters, I actually forget who they are. It's Kaminari and someone else, I forget who it is. But they basically just want to see the girls in their swimsuits, but that doesn't happen. They're in school swimsuits, and I think it was Mineta. Yeah, it was him. He says it's fine, it's whatever. The school swimsuits work just fine, but it's whatever. So the episode recaps a lot of what the entire class's quirks are, and obviously events that happen in season 1 and 2, and then it continues on with that, and then eventually gets to a plot later on in the episode where they're doing a race to see who's the fastest out of all of the kids, right? And then it ends up being the final 3 being Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki, right? So those 3 are about the race, and then the Eraserhead then uses his quirk and erases their quirks so that he can stop the race, because the time limit that they were allowed to be there, which was up until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or the evening, I guess you can say, was over, and so they had to leave. And that's basically the whole entirety of the episode. It was just a entire recap episode reminding people of events that happened in season 1 and 2, people's quirks, stuff that is just very important to the plot of the series, and etc etc. So if you're thinking of it just like that, it may have not been a great episode, but I thought it was a fun episode. I had a lot of fun watching it because it reminded me a couple of things that I actually kind of forgot happened in previous episodes. And plus the whole like swimming race stuff was actually a lot of fun to really watch too. So, for some of you it might have been an okay episode. For some of you it may have not been a very good episode. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Excuse me. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the episode, because I really enjoyed it. But we're gonna have to wait until next week for something else to happen, and basically the entirety of the class is going on like a training camp, because reasons that I can't remember at the moment. So next week should be a little bit more of an exciting of an episode, way more exciting than this week's episode, because this is, like I said, more so a recap for those of you who may have forgotten some stuff that did happen. So anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, be sure to leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that way you never miss a new video, because for some reason when you subscribe you don't get notified when I upload. So just do that if you haven't already. And anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day, and I'm out. Peace.